Okay everybody, so in this video we're going to talk about forming the two grips that are used in drumline or in any kind of drumming sort of style with sticks. We're going to talk about match grip and we're going to talk about traditional grip. We're going to talk about forming those two grips. Now you should be starting your first course unit and you should have done or about to complete the first 2 pages on what's a grip, what's a fulcrum, and complete the questions. You should also have your matched grip and your traditional grip checklist that you can use to reference as you're watching this video. Okay? So the first grip we're going to talk about is forming a match grip for the drum line. So what I like to do is, you can start by picking up one of your sticks, and in your right or left hand, I do it, pick it up in my right hand. I'm going to put it in my left hand. I'm going to grab it by the tip so I have the butt end of the stick sticking up of my hand. Okay? So I'm going to put both my hands down by my side, nice relaxed shoulders, and I'm going to raise my right arm so that my forearm is parallel with the floor. Okay? I'm letting my wrist hang forward like this, and I see the back of my hand. I get a straight line from my elbow down my forearm right out to my index finger. Okay? That's nice and relaxed. Now if you wave, that's the natural motion of your wrist, natural turning motion of the joint in your wrist and that whole thing. We want to use that motion when we play. If we're turned over like this, that's a good motion, but that's what you use to like open doorknobs and stuff. It's not as strong. So you want to keep it hanging forward and use that motion. So with the butt end of the stick in our left hand, we're going to take it and we're going to put it in our right hand. And we're just going to place it in our right hand and just hang on to it lightly like that. Okay? We'll say that again. Okay? So once you got the stick hanging there, we're going to create our fulcrum. Now our fulcrum is going to be between our thumb and the first 2 joints on our index finger, right there. So once you've got the stick in your hand, you're going to bring your thumb up and just sort of create that fulcrum there. Okay? Now, a couple points. You want your thumb to be flush against the stick, okay? And you want your thumb and your index finger to be right behind each other on the stick. You don't want your thumb too far in front or your index finger on top of the stick like that. You don't want any of that. You want them completely one behind the other and form the letter T between your thumb and your index finger. Okay? That's how you're going to form the fulcrum there. Once you form the fulcrum, you're just going to tuck your other fingers in behind. Okay? I see a lot of students put their index finger or their fingers behind the stick. That's not correct. You're going to need those fingers. And there's a lot of students stick out their pinky fingers. This isn't a tea party, so you want to tuck all your fingers in and let them hang out in behind there like that. Okay? Now once you tuck your fingers in and formed your fulcrum, you'll notice in my grip, like I have some space here in my hand, right? This is called air in the grip. We want nice air in our grip so that the stick can move and that our hand can be nice and relaxed. Okay? So if you're playing and your hand tenses up like this, that's all tension there. If you do that with your hand, you touch that part of your hand, the flesh becomes hard. That's tension. We don't want that. That's going to hurt you in the future. Okay? So we want to be nice and loose, nice and air in our grip and all that, okay? So we got the grip there. A couple other things you can check out. Make sure you're showing some wood on your fulcrum when you look at it. Like if you were looking at it from the floor, you can see the bottom here, you see some wood, okay? That also shows me that you're relaxed. If you're too tense, you're not showing any wood, that means your index finger is curled around the stick, and that's tension as well. Okay, so we don't want that. So once you've done that in your right hand, you think you got it right, repeat the process in your left hand. So raise your left hand up like this, got the stick inside, nice fulcrum, thumb flush, some air in the stick, fingers on it, and you get your match grip like that. Okay? Now one exercise you can do is a fulcrum visualization exercise. So once you created the grip in one hand, lift the grip up so it faces your nose, so your nose is like pointing right at your fulcrum. Support your wrist from the back and let the stick fall backwards. And pick it up. Now this is a great exercise I got from a DVD put out by a famous drummer named Tommy Igoe. And I got this visualization exercise off of that DVD, and it works really, really well. So there you go. I'm just dropping the stick and picking it up, so I'm actually seeing my fulcrum work. If I had eyes in the floor and I was playing, that's what my fulcrum would look like. Okay? And you can do that in both hands. Now when you're doing this exercise, I'm not bending my wrist. I'm not bending my wrist back. I'm supporting it and just letting the stick fall. My hand actually stays straight. Okay? So those are a few things you can do in forming the match grip. If you can do all those things and follow your checklist, you should be okay. Now, traditional grip. A lot of people make a big deal about the traditional grip. There's really not a big deal about it. You're only changing one hand. Your right hand is going to stay the same in the match grip. But with traditional grip, this is all you're going to do. Really, really simple. Okay? And I got a lot of these pointers off that same DVD by Tommy Igoe. It's great. It's called Great Hands for a Lifetime. It's a phenomenal DVD, and that's where you can go and double check a lot of these points that I'm making. Okay? What I want you to do is I want you to put your hands down your side again and raise your left hand up like you're about to shake somebody's hand. So usually shake someone's hand with your right hand, so you do this. We're going to do it in the left hand. So we're going to do this. Okay? My hand is straight here. Okay? It's completely flush like that. My wrist. Okay? I'm going to take the tip of the butt end of the stick. I'm going to place it in the webbing of my thumb. Okay? Now one thing I forgot to mention when forming the match grip, and you can see it in the traditional grip, you want about 70% of the stick to be in front of you, where the drum is. You want about 30% of the stick to be in your hand or at the back. So remember that when you're forming your grip. 70, 30. So your stick is front heavy. Okay? That'll help with the physics and gravity and things like that, making the stick work for us. So once you have your thumb right in the webbing, you're going to grip the thumb there, and you should have your stick just like this. Okay? You're going to hold it like that. No drum or anything. All you're going to do, whether on a table or a pad or a drum, just place your stick like that. My fingers are straight, my wrist is flat, the stick is in the webbing of my thumb. That's traditional grip. Okay? There's a lot of fancy stuff that goes on with these fingers. People get confused. That's it. That's traditional grip. So all you're going to do after that is you're going to take your 4 and 3 fingers, so your pinky finger and your ring finger, place it under the stick, and you're going to take your middle and your index finger and place it over top of the stick. Now my thumb is actually going to connect with the same spot, my index finger and the 2 joints on traditional grip, as it does in matched grip. Once I bring my hand over, my thumb connects on top right there. My wrist is still straight, everything's nice and relaxed. And that's your traditional grip right there. Okay? So one more time. Match grip. Okay? Bring both hands up. Nice and forward. You know, nice and relaxed wrists. Grab your sticks. Still nice and relaxed. Forming your fulcrums. Tucking your fingers in. You can do the fulcrum visualization exercise. Okay? And there's your match grip there. Nice air in your grips. Now, with the traditional grip, all you're going to do, you're going to keep your right hand the same. So we know that. Stick doesn't want to stay there. Left hand out, stick in the webbing of your thumb, right? Hangs there like that, you're good. Lift it up. Pinky and ring finger on the bottom. Index and middle finger on top. Connect your thumb up there. And there you have your traditional grip. Okay? Thanks, everybody. Get to work on those grips.